up to the window the whole entire time. Order black coffee, order black coffee, order black coffee. And what comes out of my mouth? Can I have a mocha, please? Frappuccino with blah, 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 blah. Where did that even come from?
This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourts homestead.
Oh, I have a story for you. But first I need to sit and enjoy this cup of coffee. You'll know why in a moment. So yesterday we went to Costco and I nearly fell into the frozen food section. In fact, I would have fallen into the frozen food section had there not been glass doors. There's a reason for those glass doors and I discovered it yesterday. This is the type of coffee that we buy, and we started buying this coffee after a long search for the best tasting coffee that you could drink without needing creamer and sugar. I know it's good coffee because people that usually put cream and sugar in their coffee all make a comment on how they don't need to with this coffee. And I have had more than a dozen people message me and text me and say, what kind of coffee do you serve at your house? Because it was really good. It's this coffee. It's really good. And in 2019, I bought it for $23.99 for 5 pounds, which essentially makes every single pot of coffee 57 cents. Which means it really beats the $2.50 for a small cup of coffee at a coffee shop. And it makes my coffee habit bearable. Except yesterday, I went to Costco. And as my husband is telling me, we need to pick up a bag of coffee, I opened the last one and I'm like, okay, but we have coffee. We'll never run out of coffee. And as I'm walking in and I look at the price, because I look at the price of everything before I put it in the cart, I went, backed up, almost fell into the freezer section. The only thing that kept me from falling into the frozen food was the glass door. And everybody is looking at me. Yes, if you go to the Salem Costco, you would have seen me and you would have looked at me and you would have thought I was crazy and you would have thought I saw a rat or something. No, I just saw the price of coffee. So I paid $23.99 in 2019. In 2021, I started paying $25.99 and I'm like, okay, inflation. And then yesterday, the price was $30.99. Oh my gosh. The good news is about a month ago, I started reducing my consumption of coffee. I no longer drink a pot of coffee a day. I drink 4 cups a day. After watching some YouTube video on how it causes memory loss issues and dementia, and it could be contributed to that, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, I actually like the way I'm feeling now. But that price, that has just solidified. I'm going to 2 cups sometime in the near future. And if you're coming over to my house for coffee, you might just want to bring your own. Because we're not that good friends. We're not that good of friends for me to use my stash of coffee. Maybe. But if I do give you a cup, you better drink every last drop of it. And do not think you're going to throw any of it down the drain. Oh, heck no. Or we can't be friends. Did I ever mention to you I had a $350 a month Starbucks habit? Let's talk about that and how we save money now. So years ago when I worked 911, I had a $350 a month Starbucks habit. I didn't know I did. I just knew that before work I would stop and I would get a coffee. It was $5.50. Sometimes I'd add a cookie onto it and sometimes I would add a sandwich onto it. And then one day I'm realizing I really don't have any extra money and I make good money. So where's all my money going? Yeah, I figured it out. I stopped and I added all of my receipts, all of my Starbucks receipts. And I figured out I was spending at minimum $350 a month at Starbucks. So then I started wondering, I could take my coffee and make it myself. And I started doing that. I started taking my coffee and making it myself. This is the coffee I took and I was making myself. It was a close second, but oh my gosh, this wrecked my gut. Like this was horrible. And then one day I decided to break it. Like I was breaking the habit. If I wanted to drink coffee, it was going to have to be black coffee. And if I didn't drink black coffee, I couldn't drink coffee at all. I'm going to tell you right now, it took one massive caffeine headache to fix that whole entire not drinking black coffee scenario. So here's the thing. I started buying coffee. I started making it at home. And a pot of coffee would cost me 57 cents for a pot out of this coffee. We've talked about it before. However, The $23.99 bag, 5-pound bag of coffee that it used to cost me is now $30.99. And we need to see exactly how much a pot of coffee is costing me now. So let's do it. Let's do it. Zero it out. Let's get my scoop. Now, this weighs in pounds, and we have a 10-cup machine. So for 10 cups, we do 4 of these scoops. I don't know how many scoops, well, it's 2 ounces or 0.2 ounces of coffee. And we do 4 of them. So let me get all of these measurements. Was that 3? Did I just put 3 in there? I just put 3 in there, right? This is 4? Okay. 0.75 ounces. Okay, let's do the math on that. Since I'm recording on my calculator, I'm gonna have to use an old-fashioned calculator. So let's get going. There are 16 ounces in a pound. There are 5 pounds in here. And I'll be right back with the actual total because my brain thinks weird and you don't need to see that weird process. There's also really weird funny faces while I do it, so let's see. Okay, I am just baffled by this. I am doing these figures over and over and over again, and I'm coming across, and I'm even, like when you're checking math, you back figure it, like you do the problem backwards. So it's not, my problems are correct, but I cannot my answer is correct, but I cannot figure out for the life of me how I got 57 cents when this bag was $23.99. So I'm going to correct myself now here on camera. I am not paying 57 cents for a pot of coffee. I am actually paying 30 cents for a pot of coffee when this is $30.99. Now here is my rationing. For $30.99 for 5 pounds, 5 pounds equals 80 ounces. 80 ounces when I am using 0.75 of an ounce, 3/4 of an ounce for a pot of coffee, that gives me 106 pots for this right here. 106 pots of coffee within this right here. I actually kind of think we maybe I know what it was. It was for a day because we used to drink 2 pots a day. There we go. We used to drink 2 pots a day. There. Okay. And it was an 8-cupper. Yes. We moved up and, there you go. See, don't you like when I'm figuring things out on with you guys? Yeah, we had an 8-cup coffee machine and we did 2 pots a day, and that was 57 cents for a coffee habit a day for both of us. Yes. Okay, so now it is 30 cents. It's actually 0.292. It's 30 cents for a 10-cup pot of coffee with this brand. And this is 5 pounds for $30.99, so $31. And that's at Costco. So now here's the real figures. I was spending $350 a month for myself only at Starbucks a month. I am now spending for 2 of us $8.77 a month. My $350 a month coffee habit is now $4.38 a month. That's allowing me to save $345.62 a month. Do you get that? That means I'm saving $4,147.44 a year in coffee. And I'm not eating the snacks. And because I'm not eating the snacks, I'm saving calories. And let me tell you, I never ordered black coffee when I was there. Every time I go there, which is why I do not like going out for coffee. Don't ask me to go out for coffee. It stresses me out because I go up to the window the whole entire time, order black coffee, order black coffee, order black coffee. And what comes out of my mouth? Can I have a mocha, please? Frappuccino with blah, 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 blah. Where did that even come from? That is not what you were asking for in your brain. You wanted a black coffee, but what came out of your mouth was not a black coffee. You betrayed yourself. Every single time. Every single time. So every time you drive up to the window and you think to yourself, I'm just going to order a drink. I deserve it. Think about that $4,000 you could be putting in your savings account or toward the mortgage of your home. Think about the $4,000. That's a pretty nice vacation right there, $4,000. That could take you to like Indiana or Georgia or somewhere like that. That could take you to Florida. You think about that next time you drive up to that window and you think, oh, I'm just going to treat myself. This is why whenever you see me out in public, I'm carrying this, my Contigo cup. It doesn't leak, it doesn't spill, nothing. And it's free because I already paid for it. In my first month of not doing Starbucks, paid for itself. It's old. Yes, it's old, but that's okay because I got it on sale and it's paid for. It's the little things. I am finding really interesting ways to save money to pay towards my mortgage by doing very interesting small things. It's all in pennies, people. I'm not getting, I have gotten big chunks of money like taxes and stuff, but it's everything that I am saving is in pennies. It's fascinating the way the financial world works. And when you figure it out and you start thinking, oh, I deserve it. Well, do I really? Do I deserve it $4,000 worth? Or should I just treat myself to a nice homemade cup of coffee, carry it with me everywhere, not have to wait in the long lines, not have to have the temptation of the mocha that somehow comes out of my mouth when I don't want it to. And I can treat myself to a nice vacation once a year because I no longer have my Starbucks addiction. There you go, people. Now you know what I know. I think they lace the whipped cream. Honestly, I think they put something in the whipped cream that causes us to be so addicted to it that we have to crave it and come back for it. I stand by that, like literally. You guys have a great day.
Here you go, my friend. It is the best coffee that you will ever buy for this price.